hi there. Just one moment. Verify. Yep, code verifies. Uploading code from compiling and uploading from the Arduino onto the Arduino. Let's check if it's working. Look at that. Accelerations from the accelerometer. Fantastic. Man, am I excited to work with this hardware from the BPK409 Wearables course. And I wanted to take this moment to tell you about the motivation for this course. Now, one of the things about BPK is when you're an upper division student, you get to take these great hands-on physiology labs. In many ways, they're the capstone courses for our program, where you get to go collect data on human participants in the lab using our state-of-the-art equipment and learning about state-of-the-art techniques that you might apply in sort of a clinical or research lab situation. Well, with COVID-19, you kind of can't imagine a worse situation than being in a packed student lab at a university where you're collecting data from human participants, many of which are working on treadmills as hard as they can, breathing out more expired air than you'd like to be around. So we can't do that in any responsible way. So we had to shut those down. But when we did so, we set a goal for ourselves, was to create a new course that would teach many of the same principles, but be just as cool, and I'd like to think maybe even cooler, and by using wearable technology. So what we thought we'd do is we would do something incredibly ambitious and try and put together a relatively inexpensive hardware kit. Comes in at about $150 Canadian. You paid $50, and the university is supplementing the other $100. The department is, combined with the Faculty of Science, and so you're getting this $150 hardware kit shipped to your house, and then you're going to do 4 amazing labs that each build on them conceptually, so that each lab uses a different sensor and does things that range from step counting, figuring out your heart rate, figuring out your muscle activity and your fatigue level, measuring your heart rate variability, and the 4th lab has to do with using machine learning to do activity classification, where we're automatically going to figure out whether or not you're standing or walking or running. And these ideas, these things we're doing, are not little toy lab problems that have no relevance to the real world. These are the ways that engineers, computer scientists, and physiologists are collaborating to build products that are being bought by millions upon millions of people to better understand their own health, their own fitness, their own and other aspects of their physiology. And when we're doing this in the lab, we're not doing it with simplified hardware or simplified software. Instead, we're teaching you the state-of-the-art things that are done in industry right now. So in industry, people use this sort of hardware to prototype their ideas. They use languages like Python, which you'll learn in this class, to analyze the data that this hardware produces. And they use things like GitHub repositories to share this information. And we've built this course to also be open access, and so that other university labs or even high school students at home in other countries could possibly replicate these labs and build upon the ideas and use them to train themselves in this new knowledge. It's going to be an amazing course, and while the motivation stemmed from the fact that we can't do things face-to-face in our labs, I still think it's going to be fantastic. I got 2 of the brightest minds on wearable technology to co-develop this course with me, Patrick Meyhofer and Jim Carter. Jim would normally be running those hands-on labs with you, and in this case, he's gonna do all the lectures remotely, and so you get that same information. And then Patrick is a PhD student who's been learning about this since his undergrad, of how to do sports technology, and he's the guy who really wrote all these labs and figured out how to get everything working. And I think you're very lucky to have both of them involved in this course for this year. It's going to be great. It's going to be a wild ride. There's going to be ups and downs for sure, because the first time we're offering it, things aren't always going to work right off the bat. But we're going to work with you to make sure they do work in the end, and you're going to learn a lot about your own physiology. It's going to be great. Back to my code.